Welcome to the Marc Smith Podcast. As hunters, fishermen, and outdoorsmen and women, life has been a journey that's taken us to high mountain peaks and low river bottoms. We've had ups and downs, trials, tribulations, and in the end, we find joy. Joy only found through the good news of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. These are our stories, so pull up a seat, lean in, and enjoy. Now, let's get to the episode. This is episode 9?
This is episode 9.
Episode 9. Well, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing well. What are we going to talk about today?
Well, it's that time of year for turkey hunting. Turkey season's coming. It's here.
Turkey hunting. We have rich history with turkey hunting, me and you.
Yeah.
That's kind of your grassroots of hunting is turkey, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty interesting story in that, though. Yeah, let's talk about turkey hunting.
All right. Well, do you? I see you eat elk. Do you eat turkey?
I do eat turkeys.
I heard talk about turkeys with the elk shirt on.
I eat turkeys. I eat turkey elks. Hey, funny story about this shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Haynes came out with these when he was with Under Armour. I got this shirt in 2012. How old that make this? 14 years old? Is that a 14-year-old T-shirt? That's a quality item, Clark. I don't remember what that set me back, but that's one of my favorites. It sits and it fits so well. I haven't killed an elk in 14 years, you know. I haven't killed it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. The last time I killed an elk was when I got this shirt.
Where'd you get that shirt?
Cam Haynes.
Oh, okay.
This is his. It says Cam Haynes on the back. Funny story about that. I wore this shirt. I met Dustin Whitworth the same year, and I was looking for a T-shirt to wear to do my seminar, backcountry hunting. It was Shoot the Backcountry 3D tournament. And not 3D tournament, but it was like what the TAC is now.
Okay.
Archery child. But Dustin put on this thing. He hired me. That's how we met. He flew me out to Cedar City, Utah, put me in a hotel. I think he thought I was a real celebrity or something. And I went and shot the courses with him. And then that night I did a seminar, giveaways. We gave away a Hoyt bow, some optics, some arrows, but like we did it was a big deal. It was great. But there's pictures of me got out on the internet, and I was with another camouflage brand at the time, sponsored, that wasn't Under Armour. And like I go and do the seminars, people are posting their pictures on, I think, there was Facebook in 2012. Yeah. Facebook, blogs, vlogs, all these people posting their stuff. And someone had sent a picture to the pro staff manager of said camo company. And he called me and wanted to reprimand me. The optics of me wearing an Under Armour shirt being sponsored by said camouflage brand wasn't within the boundaries of expectation for me.
Oh boy.
And you know how that goes.
No.
You can go kick rocks, man. I bought this shirt. Yeah. Under Armour was the insecurity to say that to me seemed super freaking bush league. Like you're that insecure in your brand that you're going to tell me I can't wear this Cameron Haynes shirt because it says Under Armour. I mean, I could have bought that at Dick's Sporting Goods. You know, it just opened my eyes to how fragile relationships are. And it wasn't. I think the next year I told them thanks, but no thanks. I'm moving on, and I've just been with Badlands ever since. And I like the guy, but I didn't like that. Don't come at me, bro. Like, don't come at me with that. Like, if I was up there showing, hey, Under Armour's a great brand, you should buy it, use it hunting, that's one thing. But this branded shirt that I'm wearing at a seminar, was like, it just seems super fragile and super insecure in your own brand that you have to be that way about me wearing this.
Kind of controlling.
Controlling, and I won't be controlled by anybody for any reason ever. I have one controller in my life, right? So
and the thing is that there's people that want to be sponsored and there's people that want partners.
Yeah.
And I think because that's the way you refer to a lot of your partners is that they're partners up with you, but to sponsors kind of throws that label on, like we do own this aspect of you. Like we're not,
like right now, I'm partnered with Badlands.
Yeah.
And when I wear camouflage, I wear approach camouflage. That's their camouflage stuff. I just got a new Hoyt and it's got mossy oak bottomland limbs on it. I like it. I am right now, I guess, promoting that, but I'm not like hashtag mossy oak, blah, blah, blah. I
Right.
just
It's not
like
about
that.
that. Yeah.
I could either got black limbs or these limbs. That's it. I want camo and green.
Yeah. What are you
Sorry.
supposed to do?
Yeah, like Badlands.
Go get them
doesn't-
custom dipped every time?
I'm not going to do that. So fire me if you want or don't, whatever, but I'm going to do what I want to do. So there's that. Anyway, love everybody, both brands, but I wanted this boat.
Love you, Badlands.
love you, Blake. Blake's secure enough in his manlyhood of who he is that he knows my
He gets
heart
it.
and he gets it, man. He does it. I told him about this, like this whole thing,
Did you?
and he's like, "That's so bush league, man." He goes, "You just want to wear our stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah," because I'm already using the packs, right? So
How long,
anyway,
how long have you been with Badlands?
man, I bought my first Badlands pack in 1998. They started in 96, and I bought my first pack in 98 and was a consumer. And then there was I was just a consumer using their packs. And there's a guy named Dominic that I never really met, but it was through Sage Creek forums. I don't know if you remember Sage Creek. That was a really great Western forum, and I got to be friends with the owner of that through my writings and blogging and vlogging, and he knew what I was kind of writing and doing. And he sent me my first free Badlands packs to do reviews for their website when because I was using an old split series, and then they came out with the 4500, and he sent me a 4500, and I started writing about that 4500 on this is in 2005. I started writing about the Badlands packs on Sage Creek forums. And then right after that, Isaac Ailman. Remember Isaac Ailman? He's been all over the industry. He's been a friend of mine since 2006. And we met him at ISC. Well, the first time I met him, he was reading my articles in Bowhunt America back in 2004, 2005. I met Isaac Ailman at the ISE show in 2006. And he was with Badlands. He was like the Badlands guy. He was like where Blake is now and totally took care of me all the years I was there. And then he left Badlands in like 2012, 13 maybe. Somewhere in there, right after I was around the time I quit using the camo sponsor I was with, partner, and I was already using the Badlands packs, and then I met Blake, and then Blake said, "Hey, you can wear our camo too." But Isaac went on to like Core or some Element, some Easton. I think he was doing stuff at Easton with their camo brand. They had Max One camo clothes and packs and stuff for a while. Then he was at Black Rifle Coffee, Olin. Now I think he's with I think the guys that started Mountain Ops have started another Black Flag
Okay.
supplement brand. I think Isaac's over there now. But anyway, Isaac, love you, man. We've been friends a long time. Shout out Isaac. He's a great guy, man. I'd go in and see him. I'd go on hunts on the Wasatch, pop in and see Isaac. Isaac's always like, "Let me give you some stuff, man." This is awesome. I love that guy. But now it's Blake, and I love Blake. Love me some Blake. Blake's the one that came up with the Smith shirts and stuff.
Oh, is that where that came from?
Yeah, Blake, man, he's pretty good. He really takes care of us over there. So he's a good dude. But anyway, yeah, 14-year-old t-shirt, Cam Haynes t-shirt. Shout out, Cam Haynes. He didn't give it to me. I bought it though. And but I love this shirt. But yeah, I wish I should eat turkeys because we'll talk about turkey hunting today. It's springtime. Talked about hogs last week. And then tonight, Luke Hatch drops the meat and potatoes of hunting East Texas deer. I cannot wait for his episode to come out. You guys, by the time you see this, you'll have already saw Luke's. If not, go back and watch episode Salt and Light #3.
Yeah.
And Luke Hatch. Go watch his. If you're a East Texas or anywhere in the South bow hunter, man, that guy's he is something special.
His outlook on it is really calm, cool, and collected. I think for anybody wanting to dabble, maybe a Western guy that has an opportunity to come hunt, listen to that for sure because I think it'll take some of the anxiety and stress off just the way he thinks.
Yeah. It won't hurt nothing. Won't hurt nothing. You know, he says, "I won't hurt nothing. Try it." So yeah, that's coming out. But gonna miss turkey hunting. We've had our annual turkey hunt in West Texas that we've been doing for years with Austin Miller. Austin Miller is the son of Fred Miller, my ag teacher / best man at my wedding / one of the best friends and mentors I've ever had in my life passed away back in 2017, and ever since then we've been going on the Fred Miller annual Turkey Jamboree in Junction, Texas. Um, me and me and Austin always go, and usually there's a third or fourth person, one of his buddies, and a lot of times you and Carson go.
Yeah.
And Carson killed a turkey before you did, right?
Yeah.
Because you're a good.
Yeah.
Travis has been turkey hunting since he was 5 years old, and he finally killed a turkey when you were 30. How old are you now?
34. So yeah, I probably was.
Around 30, you killed one. But the year before you were being a good dad and guide. He got in a blind and called in a turkey.
Those who can't do teach, right?
Yeah. Well, you just never had opportunities. You were always going with me since you were a little bitty boy in New Mexico. We were hunting mountain birds, Merriam's. And man, it took us forever. And I'd only bow hunt them. Like, I wouldn't shotgun hunt them hardly. The first time I went, I shotgun hunted, shot a Jake, and that hooked us. Playing with a call. We saw the turkey run across the road. I went and jumped to the bushes, called. He ran back across. I shot him, got one. Wow. You were like 5. You were Audie and Heather, me and you, we were all on a little mountain tent hunting in the mountains of New Mexico. Killed a turkey, yeah. And then we found the Humphreys wildlife area. And man, that was all boot leather. I remember dragging you through snow at 6, 7 years old up the mountain, chasing those mountain Merriams. Great times, man. That's a magical place.
Oh yeah.
You could always hear gobbles. You couldn't always see turkeys. You didn't always get one, but I got one, I think 3 times over there. First time when Chad Chester, me and you went, he killed his. He touched the call in his pocket, or I did, and that thing gobble come running in. He just dropped down on one knee, shot it, and then I had y'all sit. We had one on a mountain. I'm literally up the mountain, and y'all just sat down and just kept calling and kept him gobbling, and I snuck in, crawled through the woods, belly crawled over logs, and those deadfalls and big, like elk country, right? Big spruce hillside, mountainside, like near Trauma, New Mexico, and in like a foot of snow. And this bird was up on the logs, walking up and down this deadfall, gobbling. I could see his red head going back and forth, big old long beard. Man, I remember just being so excited when I got to one end. It seemed like I stalked that turkey for like 2 hours and got on, and he just come gobbling, all full strut coming down the log right at me. I'm like, you sucker. When he got to like 40 yards, that old 870, boom, I shot him, and I was hooked. That was my first long beard. Then the next year I was walking out and shot one. Then we started bow hunting them. We started when Unit 2 went to a draw.
When did that happen?
That they opened up the turkey season in Unit 2 in 2000 or 1998. Jeremy drew it the first year. Jeremy Duggar, he killed his first turkey, and I went and did the same thing. These turkeys wouldn't come. We were on the south side of the Carson Forest, and we took bows. Jeremy crawled up in this oak brush with these turkeys. They'd never given him a shot. He come crawling back out of the brush, threw his bow at me, and said, "Go give me the shotgun." So I took his bow back down to the truck, got the shotgun, came back, handed him my old 870.
Yeah.
He crawled back up in the bushes, and I just kept yapping on that lich. He shot a big old long beard, got his first turkey. That was the first hunt ever. He drew it, and he got one. It was awesome, yeah. And then I finally drew it. I didn't draw it as a resident there for like 2 years. Didn't draw it. But then as soon as we moved to Colorado, I could draw it as a non-resident. Nobody even knew about the tag. And then I was hell bent on killing one with a bow. Well, we hit several. I hit them in the breast or drumsticks, and we never got one, like just so disheartening. We could have got on a shotgun easy. I was hell bent on getting one with a bow and arrow. And then finally in 2004, remember that? We were walking down the road, be like, dude, that's just a beat down. Walking all those oil field roads through the forest.
Yeah.
You park, chase gobbles up hills, down hills, up hills, down. The next thing you know, we didn't have Onyx or nothing. We were just going off memory, following roads. There were times I know we had to be 3-4 miles from the car and have to back. And we were just walking. Remember we were coming out of Yule Canyon, just walking up that road, beat down in this water hauler, big water hauler for the gas wells. He'd come down the hill and his brakes squeal, remember?
Yeah.
When those brakes squeal, those 6 Jakes just right there, man.
Took off running so
Yeah,
fast.
and we just took off running and dove in the bushes, and I was like, I'm gonna get close to him before we even call. And I remember the first time I think I used a mouth call. Here comes 6 redheads just bobbing through the woods. I thought they were all toms, or I didn't know. They come up there and they run up and saw us, and I just raised up with my bow, drew back, and one turned around, took off running. I shot in the middle of the back and dropped him. And I remember, man, me and you both had like projectile tears just shooting out of our face. We were so happy. It was genuine. That was genuine joy, man, because we had worked. I was
What
like,
year was it?
It was 2004, the spring of 2004.
2013.
I was using a Hoyt Ultra Tech, and you were just like, you did it, Dad! You did it, Dad! Like it was your turkey too, because you had been with me every step of the way. I just remember you being just as excited as me. I was like, we did do it. It was like, man, it was amazing. A little beard on him like that long. It was a Jake. Oh, man. But it didn't matter. He could have been a 50-pound, 12-inch beard. We didn't care. We got one. And then after that, seems like we drew it 2 or 3 more years, and I continued bow hunting. And you started hunting. We just could never get one to cooperate for you. We had Jimmy that one year, and we were leaving the last morning, remember? And I didn't even have a gun. I had my bow. You had your little youth model 870 20 gauge. Oh. And we had put the guns in the car, the bows, and Jimmy slammed a door and a turkey gobbled. And Jimmy goes, hey, look, out there on a well pad at 60 yards, this big old Tom strutting. And I just opened up Jimmy's Nissan Quest, drug your little shotgun out, 3-inch Magnum #5, and I put that bead right on top of his head. 62, high range,
20-inch barrel.
62 yards. I dropped that big Tom with your little youth. I mean, I held the gun like this, like out in front of me, put the bead right over his head, flipped that turkey. That was a big old Tom too. That was one of the biggest turkeys I ever killed. He was just out there on a well pad. He heard that door slam, shot gobbled. I might have called, or I don't know. It made him run up on that well pad. Mm-hmm. And Jimmy just goes, look, like, what are we going to do? I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to blast that sucker again or try it. But I put the bead right over his head because them pellets, I knew they'd drop off. Because you didn't have a turkey choke. You just simply had a full choke in a 20-inch barrel, youth model, 870. Yeah. So shout out to 20 gauge shooters. Kill that turkey at 62 yards with just a standard full choke with Winchester #5 nitro turkey, whatever, right? Like, killed that sucker, 5-shot, #5 shot. You got that one, and then life happened, and then it got to where that tag got popular. We couldn't draw it no more, and then
we had tried. I think we had tried a couple of years in Colorado, and it
was lame. There's just no the mountain there unless you're in it, you don't know where to go. I mean, I got into them with Jace Bowserman. Me and Jace Bowserman down there in southern Colorado, out in the canyons, we wore them out, boy. We'd pack in some of that stuff, public land, 6 miles to get into where those turkeys were. Some of that landlocked stuff out on state trust land, out in all those ranches out eastern plains. And man, we'd carry a day's worth of food, tent, or blind, chairs, everything, 6 miles on our backs, and stay in there all day and leave that stuff, pack all the way out. You had to pack in like at 3 a.m. to get there, get them off the roost. But I remember a couple times we went in there and just massacred them with our bows. And then one of my favorite turkey hunts was I got invited. I had set a hunt up to go to Nebraska with Taryn Bauer and this other guy, Rick something. Rick had met me on one of the forums, and I went to Nebraska. You killed 3 longbeards. You killed 3 turkeys during the archery season, which opened right before the gun. And I was like, I'll buy a tag and go. And somehow I told Danny I was going to Nebraska, and he was going on a hunt in Nebraska with the Peterson's hunting people. And he knew that Jim Doherty was one of my bow hunting heroes. Jim Doherty's, he's like right up there with Fred Bear in my era. Like Fred Bear was his mentor. What's funny about Fred Bear was Jim Doherty's mentor. Jim Doherty was Bill Krentz's mentor. Bill Krenz was my writing mentor. So I have lineage all the way back to Fred Bear, which is pretty cool. But Jim Doherty, I always thought, was one of the coolest cats. The way he wrote, plain, simple, eloquent, killer with a recurve back in the day. Then he started shooting. He shot Hoyts forever, but yeah, he's a bow hunting Hall of Fame, archery Hall of Fame, just legendary bow hunter. Africa, Cape Buffalo with a recurve guy, right? Just and anyway, he was going to be on this hunt. Him and some other writers and the editor, and Danny was in sales for Peterson's. And Danny, I was like, hey, I'm going to Nebraska. He goes, hey, we're all going. Let's combine the two. Let's go start on your property with your friends you met. Then we'll go to Uncle Buck's Lodge, is what it was called, in Uncle Buck's Lodge, somewhere in Nebraska. I couldn't even remember where. And we went, and they had some land there around that lodge you could hunt. But me and Danny, so we started off meeting Taryn and Rick. I killed my first longbeard first morning. I pitched off the roost, came right into the decoys. I smoked a longbeard. Danny shot a Jake. Danny had bought 2 tags. I'd bought 1. I smoked my longbeard. Danny shot a Jake and then a longbeard. He shot the Jake. No, he shot the longbeard first. He missed a longbeard. Shot his tail feathers off. They were kind of going away. He shot low, cut tail feathers off, shooting big old rages. Then another Tom came in. He thumped it. It ran over, died. Then a Jake got up on top of it, was trying to breed it. He thumped that. I got it all on video. He shot that Jake off that Tom's back. Got all of that on video. It was amazing. We actually made a video called Spring Fever that we launched on Hoyt's website. It was really cool. So anyway, after that, Danny said, I'm going to go buy another tag. And I said, I'm going to buy 2 more tags. So I bought 2 more tags. You buy them online or whatever, print them off of the printer. We did it at Uncle Buck's Lodge, I think. Go online, buy them, print them on the printer, and you had your tag. So I bought 2 more. Danny bought 1 more. Then we went door knocking. We went to a national forest, called one in. Danny killed it off the decoy on national forest land, his 3rd longbeard. And then we went door knocking on some farms. And they're like, yeah, kill all of them. They're up there crapping in our corrals and roosting on our barn, pooping all over our pig pens. Yeah, kill all of them. On that rant, we called in and killed that farm. I killed 2 more. So me and Danny killed 6 toms in 2 days bow hunting in Nebraska. It was absolutely magical. But in staying at that lodge with us, Jay Stranges was the editor of Peterson's Bow Hunting. He was there. Another writer. Dan Baraldo, another friend I made on that trip, was there from Oregon. And then Danny and me, and then Mr. Doherty. And what's cool is, man, I've lived a charmed life. I feel like, in some of the things I've had happen in my lifetime. Like, I made friends, Cam Haynes, 25 years ago. I go get on this podcast, carry the rock up Pisgah. Like, that's a dream for some people. And that's just, hey, let's go do that one day. I did it. That's amazing. I can say I have that in my lifetime. Super appreciative of that. And the day with him was incredible. Jim Doherty, legendary bow hunter. Me and him took a liking to each other immediately. As soon as we met, we started talking, sitting at the table, drinking scotch with him at night, just listening to his stories, listening to him talk. He's a super interesting guy. But one of my favorite memories is he was traveling kind of like a lot of guys do, traveling kind of chaotically, like scramble, throw it last minute. I'm gonna go on this turkey hunt, throw all my stuff in the case, go. And he's in there, and we had dinner, had some drinks in the lodge, and the main room, the bedrooms were like around the main room. And one of my all-time favorite memories in life that I can say I did was I was sitting at the table and I could look over and Jim's room was right there. And he went in there and I can hear him. And by now he's an old man. You know, he's like Papa Bill. He's like this old man, still bow hunting legend. He's in there with his glasses on, hair's kind of messed up. He's just digging around this thing and he's looking. And he's just holding this, looking at it. So I get up and I kind of ease over to the door and I start talking to him. He goes, I gotta put these damn broadheads together. So I went down and he's sat in a rocking chair across from his bed, had a little table beside it. He had his broadheads there. There were some fused fixed blade broadheads he had to put together. And I was sitting on the foot of the bed. And he hands them, he goes, see if you see these damn things. And I open the pack and I'm just talking to him because I got good eyes. I'm only 38 years old, 37 or 38. And I'm sliding the broadheads in, putting them together. I'm putting them on his arrows and I'm spinning them. And I'm thinking, holy moly. I am setting, they say don't ever meet your heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's true, except for Randy Ulmer and Cameron Haynes, which Cameron Haynes has been my friend longer than he was a hero, but he's still a hero. That guy's amazing. But Randy Ulmer and Jim Doherty exceed expectation of don't meet your hero. They're friends now. Well, Jim Doherty's passed on. He's gone now. But Randy's still a great friend, industry friend. But Jim Doherty, here I am, this aspiring to be somebody bow hunter, sitting on the foot of the bed of my hunting hero, one of this legendary man that's regarded throughout the world as a bow hunter. And I'm putting his broadheads together and spinning his arrows. And I'm like, these are ready. And he puts them in his quiver. That old codger, he went out and he killed a bird the next day. And it's like, there's a picture of me and him on the wall over there at that lodge in Nebraska.
Yeah,
and that's
those in the back.
Yeah, and that's a turkey he killed. That's the one he killed the night before that picture was taken. So he came in late. So we just hung it up on the porch, gutted, and he skinned it and cleaned it the next day. I think one of the riders, Pat Mayteen, was the rider that was kind of his handler. He was the guy that traveled with him, and he was a very established rider at the time. And he took care of Jim's birds and everything. But I think Dan Beraldo, I think he was actually the one in the blind with Jim Doherty when he shot the bird. He's like, he had the same experience I had. Here's this legendary old geezer, man, and he smoked this bird. The thing about Jim and I, we were both shooting a Hoyt 737. We're both shooting the exact same bow. And he's like, hey, I like your taste in bow. I was like, I like tasting your bow too, man. But he shot that turkey with a fixed blade broadhead right in the perfect spot, killed it. And while we were there, that's at the bar. There's a picture over there on the wall, and that's at the bar of Uncle Buck's Lodge. And Jim Doherty is signing my bow. I said, sign my bow. And that bow is hanging on the wall. Travis will put pictures of all this at the end. That bow's hanging over there by that picture. It was an incredible moment in my bow hunting career. It was just turkeys, but man, it was a wonderful hunt.
And y'all were all there for the Peterson thing?
All for Peterson's. Yeah, they were all right and doing writers hunt, But it was an amazing experience. And what a tradition, turkey hunting in America is one of the greatest hunting traditions we have. And to be able to say I did it with those guys that way, and we all had turkeys. There's pictures of me and Danny with 6 long beards because we gut them and hang them in the cooler. We went 2 days. We had 6 birds to clean the last day. We cleaned them all, brought them home, ate them. Remember how much turkey we ate that year? When we made that teriyaki glaze, we were just grilling them all the time. They taught me how to make it there. Pat Mayteen showed me how to do that. You use Karo syrup and teriyaki and soy and do all this stuff, and you grill them, and man, it would like glaze the outside, and the inside would stay juicy. Oh my gosh, makes me hungry right now. But that was that hunt. That was probably one of the greatest. That's the thing. I'm not an avid turkey hunter, and turkey hunting doesn't rank up with elk and mule deer and whitetail for me. It just don't. I'm not going to pretend it does. I love it though. It's fun. But the one thing I can say about turkey hunting, it's just fun. If you mess it up, go try another one.
Yeah.
But some of the best days I've ever had in the woods were with you and with those legends and just some of my closest friends turkey hunting. Boy, I wish old Jace Bowserman was here. He could tell you some stories. Me and him turkey hunting together. And my greatest turkey is the one I have mounted up there on the wall. This is up there on top of that roof, and get a picture of him too. Me and Jace were hunting in eastern Colorado down on the Arkansas river bottoms. We'd hunted all day. And I want to say, I feel like Jace shot a super Jake, where he's not quite a Tom, but he's not quite a Jake. He's just got beard like that long with a full fan, but he's still a Jake. I want to say he either shot one or we passed one, but I can't remember. I'd have to go back and ask him. But I think his father-in-law was hunting down from us, and he killed his first turkey that morning. And it was getting late in the day, and me and him were sitting in this blind on this plowed field that wasn't planted. It was springtime, April. Field was plowed, but it wasn't planted, and we were sitting on it. And the turkeys would come out there and peck around in that plowed field. And we were waiting for them to come out. It was a strut zone where they'd come out in the evening and the mornings. And me and Jace were sitting there in that blind, and 2 turkeys started gobbling down the river, just gobbling their heads off. But the trees they roosted in seemed like was past where they were, so we thought they were going to come into that field. And they never would, and they never would, and they never would. And finally, I'm like, me, I'm like, let's make a move, man. Let's go do something. And Jason's like, yeah, let's go try it. Won't hurt nothing. Won't hurt nothing. And we got out of that blind, and we start walking down there. And I had on gloves, full camo, face mask, everything. One of the greatest bow hunting events of my life as a turkey, of all things. We're walking, and Jace just stops. Stop. He saw 2 red heads coming in the yellow grass coming to us. About that time, they gobble. Oh, man. Jace dove headfirst into some willows at the edge of the Arkansas River, like almost in the water, because this little trail was going along the river. Jace dives into these willows right at the edge of the water. And I just laid back against this big dirt mound that was kind of pushed up with no blind, no tent, no netting, just me and my camouflage and a bow. What was I hunting with? Alpha Max. No. That was in 2009. I had this Element, carbon Element. I think that's what I had. It was a shorter carbon bow. They come out with a Matrix, and the next one they came out with the Element, the shorter version of the carbon bow. I wanted to try it that year. This was in 2011. Yeah. And so I just sat down on my butt, stretched my feet out in front of me, got as low into that grass as I could get, and I'm still sitting up against this dirt mound. And these 2 toms just come walking by me at 10 yards. And when the lead one went behind a gopher mound, there was a big gopher mound there, and he was full strut, so he was low. He was 7 steps from me. Travis, that's from here to my weight bench.
Yeah.
Right there. When his head went by, I knew the back one was going to see me, but they were both in full strut. So when that front one gets behind that gopher mound, I'm going to draw. And I was sitting flat on my butt. And when that turkey's head went behind that gopher mound, I drew. And when he stepped out, in my peripheral vision, that back turkey's head went up, looked right at me, and that front one was still at strut when he came past me at 7 steps. Put my 30-yard pin that close. I put my 30-yard pin right on the 12 ring, thumped him. He's with a big rocket steelhead XL. And that sucker flipped right there, and I scared Jace. Remember how I was with you when I killed Bull?
Yeah.
Jace, I was this old seasoned guy. Jace didn't expect me to freak out, but the intensity of that moment was so high that I just grabbed Jace by the arms, and he didn't know what to do, right? He's like, and then he hugged me, and he realized I was happy. And he finally goes, "You scared me, man. That really scared me. That hurt. It scared me." I'm like, "Sorry, man. I just got excited." He goes, "Wow, you were excited. Like, I've never seen anybody that excited." I'm like, "Dude, I'll go straight Eichler level. Like, I go full Fred Eichler when I shoot something with a bow sometimes." But I just got so excited. But then we bro hugged it out, and that was one of the most amazing bow hunting moments that I've had with somebody, and shared it with Jace. And I was like, I want to remember this day forever. I'm going to full body mount this turkey, and now he's up there. And then, man, I haven't killed something about when I left Colorado. I quit killing stuff. I haven't killed that many turkeys in Texas. I've killed a couple with a shotgun, a couple with a bow. I killed 2 jakes with a bow and 2 longbeards with a shotgun, and screwed up a pile of others, man. But one thing that really changed turkey hunting for me is when I started using those decoys, those Ultimate Predator stalker decoys that Danny Ferris owns now, the ones you put on front of your bow.
Yeah.
What I've learned where we hunt in West Texas, I have a pig one that works great, and I have a turkey one. When I go to West Texas, I just need the turkey one. because I've killed more hogs on the ground at less than 10 yards with that turkey up than anything. The pig one, I've done a couple, but I've shot 6 or 8 hogs on the ground less than 10 yards with that big turkey fan, because they see that all the time and they doesn't yelp, just yelp. And pigs will walk out. Oh yeah, whitetails same way. If the whitetails are not downwind of me, I've had whitetail deer feed on corn 8 or 10 yards from me, and I never blinked, just holding that turkey on that decoy up. It is absolute poison. So shout out Danny. If you're a bow hunter and you don't have those decoys, I wish we had one out here. They're in my closet over there, but you got to try them, man. And the turkey one, I think would work.
Let me just get it.
I think it would work on anything. I think it would work on anything, honestly. But they make all kinds of deer ones, elk ones. I think whitetails. I think you could set on places like the power line where deer could see you from a ways off. They'd come up there looking as long as you had the wind right. Yeah, it's just ultimate predator stalker decoys. Look them up online. They're amazing. They work. But I started using one of those, and ever since I've killed a turkey. I've shot 2 other toms I didn't get. Just, man, turkeys, I know where to shoot them and how to shoot them, but man, I have shot some square in the beard that I thought was that last big tom I shot with a mechanical broadhead. He came in, he was facing me 18 yards, put the 20-yard pin a little high, right on his beard, shot, thump, flipped over backwards, and then he just took off, and I followed a little bit of blood, never found him. This is, man, turkeys are tough with a bow, but I don't even desire to shoot them with a shotgun anymore. No. After killing some with a bow. Yeah, what about so that's kind of my history on turkey hunting. I don't have any tips and tactics. I'll tell you one thing I learned about turkeys is the main thing we all do is that we overcall. Just call way too much, because you don't hear turkeys just yapping out in the woods. And when I used to think, man, I got to really get on it when I'm going to try to get them off the roost to get them to me. Anymore, I just call one time. Let them know where you're at and just plan on sitting there for 2 hours. People want to move. They won't think they need to see a turkey. That Tom's up there. He was here with girls all night in these trees. He roosted when they roosted. He gobbled. They called. He knows where they're all at. Not one turkey yelped down there last night. Not one turkey yelped down there. Why are you up earlier than anybody else yelping? That don't even make sense.
Like they even call until you hear the first call, maybe?
Yeah. So what I like to do is I like to get close proximity of where they roost. Try to get in the spot where I think they'll strut zone, like your turkey, your last one. I knew he was going to pitch out on top that morning. I just knew he was from the way he roosted. But I like to get within proximity of where they are and let them do all the calling. And when the hens start going to town, when they get real active, when they start doing that cackling and you know they're fixing to fly down, I'll yelp 2 or 3 times on a box. Or I actually like a slate call more than anything else. And I'll just do some purrs, clucks, and 2 yelps, and I just stop. He's going to jump down where he's going to jump down. And if you don't come off the roost right to me, he knows where I'm at. And once he's done messing around with all of those hens, he's going to come see what this hen was about.
Yeah.
And I've had that happen where I didn't even call. For 2 hours, just sitting at that tree where I always sit, and all of a sudden I look down the creek, and here's that redhead. He's sticking up. Oh, he remembered me. And that's we'll gobble, and he will come on in. And if they fly off somewhere else, that doesn't mean turkeys coming from this direction aren't going to come. And if I hear one gobble behind me, well, then I'll just wait and call. But I don't call a bunch. I just call one time. Like hey, I'm over here eating whatever. Let him come find you, because he already knows exactly where you're at. He knows every inch of them woods. They can pinpoint the rock you're sitting by. So just call one time and don't move. Don't do it. Just sit there, especially bow hunting. Put that decoy up. Put you a couple little hens out there right in front of you. Then put that stalker decoy on your bow and just stay behind it and wait. They're going to come. I remember when you killed your first turkey, I was hunting around the corner from you because I was like, I want you to get a turkey, and I'm going to sit over by this water hole and see if some pigs come in. And if a turkey comes, great, but if not, I'm going to kill a pig, because they were coming to that water. We kill a lot of pigs on that water. Yeah. I was sitting there, and I could hear your whole hunt. So I could hear your box call, and it sounded so good. But you took a very conservative approach. Just and then you'd sit for a long time. You'd let them gobble their heads off.
As long as they're gobbling, they're coming.
Yep. And then when they'd stop long enough, I'd hear you. That's all you do.
Just a locator.
And then here they'd come. And then it's like there was a long period between the last time you called and they gobbled, but that last time they gobbled was almost like.
Yeah, because once I knew they could see my hen, because I had my decoy down there, and I knew once they saw my hen, I can't call.
Yeah.
Because once they see her and hear one over here, it's not going to make quite much sense. So I thought once I could see them come around the corner, I just stopped calling.
Yeah.
And just let them come chase her.
Yep.
And I was adjacent to her with them coming down the road.
Yeah, you crossed the river, went up on the embankment across the creek.
Yeah. You
were like hid up in these cedars, shooting across the creek back over to the flat where they were. Pretty far shot too. Like I remember, close to 50 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shout out Weatherby Element.
Weatherby Element. Yeah. And that was your first one.
Yeah.
And then I remember that was pretty special. You got it. That's a big long beard. There was 2 toms came together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you shot that one, and then the next one was when we were together, right?
Mm-hmm. That one that flew off the roost.
Yeah, tell that one.
When we got up, roosted them. I had on a different spot, right? You had roosted them.
Yep.
The day before.
Then
you're like, hey, they're going to be up here. So we went up on that flat. That flat is just. It's the same flat that I shot from the other side over the creek. You go across the creek and up that hill. That's the flat.
Yep.
That mesa up there.
Yep.
Where they flew down on, and so we were set up around a little cedar tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I had my bow. And you had a shotgun. Yeah.
So we were kind of watching both sides because we knew he was going to come off, and he didn't just come off. He landed almost in the tree
that we were sitting.
They were sitting in on your side. Didn't give you much time at all, right? Because you tried to pull, right?
Yeah.
And then he caught you.
Yeah, I was sitting like this with my decoy. So I had the stalker Tom
freaked him out.
Decoy right here, and I'm looking for him to come around this cedar tree. I'm going to shoot him at right there, like 4 or 5 yards. I'm going to shoot him right there because I had a decoy sitting right there. When he comes around the cedar tree, I'm going to shoot him at 4 yards. And so I draw back, and I'm like this. All of a sudden, I see something move, and I look in the cedar bush. He's literally right where you are. Like I could have grabbed him by the neck, and he's like, "What are you doing behind that turkey, man?" And he turned around. I said, "Don't let that sucker get away."
Yeah.
And I said, "Get him!" And you took off from behind me,
roll around, and then because he wasn't running. He was very concerned, and so he was going to try to come around that tree and see what else was going on behind that tree. And so I set up and kept the tree between me and him and hugged that tree until he couldn't.
I remember you scooting.
Yeah, I was scooting up against the tree because I could see him coming around the tree, still looking around. And I'm like, I got as close as I could, and as far as I could get. And then once it's time to stop moving, it's time to stop moving. Right?
Yeah.
And then once I could see his eyes, I stopped moving, and that's when we really started about to take off. Like I
shot him,
roll him over.
Shot out Element. That was another one far. Like 40, wasn't he? Like 35 or 40?
Yeah, it was probably like 30.
35. I think like 35 yards. You shot him, dumped him. Again, that wasn't even with a turkey choke. It was just a full choke in the Element with number 5 3-inch magnums. Man, them 5s are poison on turkeys. That is awesome, man. And that's the last time you went. You skipped the last couple of years, right? Because you had stuff. If you keep having kids in the springtime, man, you're gonna. You have between you and Casey having your kids in the fall and the spring.
Or March.
Casey's got one in November. You have one in March.
Literally the weekend that we go, March 26th. Yeah.
So Carson's hunted on his birthday a couple times. That was his birthday trip. That was what was special about his first turkey. He was only 6 or 7, maybe 6. And he used Austin's 1100 Youth semi-auto 20 gauge, and he was only 6 years old.
Yeah.
And tell that story, because that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, we had set up pretty much toward the front of the property, near some washes, some drainages. Had some pretty good sign, some tracks. We had hunted that morning, and that's what was so cool is it wasn't it's like the time you stop hunting and roll up for the day.
Yeah.
Right. It was at the time like you shouldn't even
After
submit the
10
woods
o'clock.
technically.
Yeah.
Right. So we
Start thinking about lunch.
so we actually got out. We got out and almost got some other turkeys, but they got away from us. So we climbed that hillside, walked the property, trying to see if we could see down into anything. Bumped a couple. They took off. But I was on a we were on a ridge. So the way that bowl comes up, say if this whole thing is the hillside, down here is where we shot him.
Yeah.
We were on this side.
Yeah.
Messing around watching because this is also a game ranch, and so they had they had the axis down there and the red deer, and so we're watching them. I'm showing Carson and teaching him how to call. That's when we're talking about a call on that hillside over there, and he was calling, and then it was one of those like I thought I heard. I still wasn't for sure, but I thought I heard one gobble, and this was like 10 a.m. So like, man, we should probably go get back in the tent. And so we made our way back down, got in the tent. I called a couple times, nothing. It didn't gobble, nothing. And then so we're kind of just sitting there, and then we're at the front of the property, so that means um, Austin and you have to come back and get us, or walk past us, or drive to us to get out of the property. And so we're just kind of waiting for you guys at this point.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, man, it scared the living tar out of us. He gobbled at like 20 yards.
Yeah.
He was right at the corner of the blind, so where you're facing the window. He was right where you can't see him. And it was just thunderous, right?
Yeah.
When you're thinking like midday, nothing's gonna gobble.
Right.
This is like 10:23 or something.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, he thunders out a gobble, and Carson, get the gun. So Carson puts the gun on the blind window, and he struts out, looking around. I told him, hey man, when you feel comfortable, go ahead and take a boom. Okay. So yeah, Carson, he will not take a shot until he's confident.
Oh yeah.
And that dude's like 100% right now.
He's 100%. He's never wounded, lost anything. He's 11 now, and he's killed, I don't know how many hogs, killed 2 deer, turkey,
3 deer,
some squirrels. Yeah, 3 deer, few hogs. He's a good shot. He's a good hunter. But that was a pretty special, proud dad pop-up morning, because I was watching the tradition carry on. Like, and you had not even killed a turkey.
I've never killed one. Yeah.
That's why I killed a pile of them. You've not killed one. But been hunting since you were 5. You're 30. You have to let your son. You're being a good daddy.
Well, I told him I'd give him the opportunity first. So.
And it was his birthday. It was his birthday trip.
Yeah.
So he got him one. And then so you went and got one the next year.
Yeah.
And what did that little sucker say? The first thing he wanted to do was compare y'all's turkey.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's so competitive.
Yeah, he is. So he's like, hey, well, how big was yours? I was like, I don't know, man. Well, we can compare it like later on, but he just wouldn't let it go. I was like, fine. So I got the fan, put it up there. Fan's about the same. But my beard was longer, so he didn't like that.
Well, he killed a doe this year. His Uncle Jordan, your brother-in-law, killed his first deer the week before. And when we took his doe up to camp, I weighed it, and I think they were exactly the same. But I had to mess with him. I don't think they were like 86 pounds. And I weighed it. I go, it's 85. He goes, how big was Jordan's? 86. And you just see his face drop.
A whole pound.
He's so competitive.
He's
like,
so competitive.
Yeah, Uncle Jordan got a 86 pound doe. Yours is 85. But we're talking about a kid that would not eat deer meat unless he shot it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you want to eat some deer steaks? Who shot that one? If you didn't tell him it was his, he wouldn't eat it. No, I'm like, he goes, no, I only want to eat the ones I shoot. I'm like, come on, man. That's like you won't hunt with nobody else's guns either. You're like, no, I don't hunt with my gun. I'm like, hey, kill something with Grandpa's gun. I don't know Grandpa's gun. I hunt with my gun. Carson, same way. If I didn't kill it, I don't eat it.
Well, with his doe this year, as soon as it got back, it went to the top of the freezer. I made sure, hey, we're gonna pound yours first, man. So yeah, his just ran out. We just got done with her.
That's awesome. Anyways, turkey hunting.
So setups over the years. What's changed? What do you keep? What do you take away?
Oh, like bow setups, archery setups for turkeys. Man, whatever you're shooting deer with, something.
Did you ever do the gobbler guillotines?
Gobbler guillotines, no, but Danny Ferris did. He's done it before, but he shoots broadheads. Danny Ferris is probably, he's one of the best bow hunters I know. And he's probably the best turkey hunter I know. His passion is turkey. He loves them. If you gave Danny Ferris, you want to go hunt, the rest of your life, you only hunt elk or turkeys, what would it be? Turkeys. Yeah, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves them, man. He loves decoying stuff, and he loves anything he interact with. So
Yeah.
the reason I bring him up is we were talking one time, and we had a revelation. We were talking about turkey hunting and uh, broadhead choices and energy and all that. And a lot of guys had started shooting real lightweight arrows, lower their bow poundage down so that they could draw setting real light, really light, under 300, under 350 grain arrow. So, if you're shooting 60 pounds, ATA IBO rating is you only have to have 5 grains per pound. So a 60-pound bow, you could shoot a 300 grain arrow. And if you shot a real big mechanical or something like that, you lowered your poundage. The way Danny described it was, imagine that same arrow. They were hitting turkeys. Turkeys flop, roll, get up, run off. Arrow hanging out of them, never finding them. Arrow fall out. The way Danny described it was, imagine putting a 2x4 on the ground and hammering a nail into it. Boom, boom, boom. Now, imagine starting a nail in a 2x4 and hold it in your hand and hitting it. Boom. The density, the weight of the animal, the deer, elk, 150, 200-pound animal plus, is standing there offering tons of resistance.
Yes.
So the arrow fly right through it. Turkey weighs, if you're shooting 60 foot-pounds of kinetic energy with a mechanical broadhead on a 20-pound animal, it's going to knock it off of its feet before it's going to have a chance to go through it. And so we were hitting turkeys in the butt of the wings and stuff, rolling them over and getting up running off. So we're like, man, we're going to go back up on our poundage, get heavier arrows. So went back up to our regular deer setups, which is big cutoff, so 350 to 400 grain arrow with a good big. My only thing in turkeys, I want the biggest cutting broadhead you can get. Just knock a chunk out of them, man, because there's a saying with turkeys: hit them high, watch them die; shoot them low, watch them go. If you shoot low, more times than not, you're hitting them in that breast below any of the vitals. It looks like you center punched them, but you hit them up high. Their vitals set up high right in there because their backbone's right there, right? It's all this is fluff. Their vitals are way back here, front up high. And honestly, under 20 yards, their head is a bigger target than their lungs and heart. So you might as well just shoot them in the head anyway, even with a broadhead. But I don't. I always like to get them broadside. I like to put my decoys out. Like I usually get in a ground blind if I'm not using Danny's decoy. I like to get in a ground blind and we set up a mating couple, put a hen facing dead away from us, and put a tom facing her, like he's going to get up and mount her. Only 4 steps from the ground blind. And when that tom comes in, let him get up to the decoys inside 10 yards, and then you just use your 30-yard pin. So anything inside 10 yards, you want to use your 30-yard pin. So because your arrow is lower than your sight. So if you put your 20-yard pin on a real close target, your arrow is so much lower, you're going to go low. So you're going to want to go up. Use like your 30-yard pin on a 4 or 5-yard target. You're much better off. Use your 30, 35-yard pin. And so we set them close, shoot them real close like that. And turkeys, unless they're real educated, man, right out of the gate, first part of the season, the ground blinds, it's just, they don't even see it. They just see the decoys and they don't. But it's kind of my setup. Shotgun. I like 3-inch, 5 or 6 shot, 3-inch, 12 or 20 gauge. Don't matter. Don't matter, man. Shotguns make it easy. Too easy for me. I like bow hunting them. I just use a deer setup. I would shoot these 300. I would shoot exactly what I'm shooting right now. 390 grain arrow setup with a gold tip Velocity Pro 300 with a 4-blade Grim Reaper Carnivore. That would kill them. Rage 2-blade, 2.5 cut. Perfect. That'd be a perfect one. But another one would be great for turkeys is the Grim Reaper Whitetail Special. That big 3-blade, 2-inch cut. That'd be perfect. Mega Meats. Would be a good turkey head, big 2 inch, big 3 blade 2 inch cut mechanical. It's turkeys, man. It's same reason.
How big is their vitals?
Man, their vitals are little. The turkey heart's about that big. Lungs are about like that. It's all puffed up, and so the turkey's his breast and his backbone are that big, but you got feathers here to here. So you got to pick out a spot. And my favorite place to shoot them is broadside in the wing butt, right where that wing goes into the body, right there. That's where I killed that one. It's 7 yards.
I missed one. I missed one of the turkeys that I've killed out at Dean's place.
Oh yeah,
We had 270.
you shot at a turkey with a 270. Yeah, because you can shoot turkeys with a rifle in Texas.
Yeah.
And you were fall deer hunting and saw turkeys, right?
We were access deer hunting, and there's turkeys on the property. It was turkey season.
Yeah.
During that time, and that early season, and I forgot about that. I shot him right above the wings, took his entire back out.
But I thought you said you missed him.
No, I missed talking about one.
Oh.
I admit, because we were talking about.
Well, that was your first turkey.
That was my first turkey.
You shot him during deer season with a 270. Did you mean to hit him where you did? Did you aim high on purpose?
Yeah, I was aiming. I was aiming because we weren't, but probably 15 yards, and they were cutting through the trees, and I dropped down to one knee. They were cutting through. I shot on the run.
Shot him through the back. I remember that. Yeah, I was like, "Did you destroy it?" You said, "No, I shot him."
No. Yep.
And that was with those grand slams, right?
Yeah. With the original lows, you decided
Spear grand slam 130s. Yeah, that'll kill a turkey too. I've never shot a turkey with a rifle. Never done that. I haven't had that experience yet. There's been times though hunting in Texas. Most of the landowners they have exotics and cattle, so they don't want to shoot in rifles, bow or shotgun only. And there's been so many times, man. I look out there across this prickly pear flat, be 4 or 5 big toms standing out there with his hens.
Oh,
like, dude, if I had my 22 250, I'd take your head clean off. I would.
Hey, that would be a great round.
I would do it too. I would not hesitate to kill a turkey with a rifle. I just don't want to shoot them with shotguns. I either want to shoot them with a bow or a rifle.
Yeah, smaller.
Yeah, I don't make it hard. I would shoot a turkey in the eyeball with 22 250 so fast. You know, it'd be a great round. You know, Fred Miller, he had a 220. He had a Sako for you purists, a Sako Vixen varmint rifle and 222 Remington Magnum, which is about like a 223, just small. It's a 222 Magnum. Really weird. And that was before the 223 came out, but it's about the same case capacity. But he would load 55 grain full metal jackets, like target bullets, like you see, just like FMJs, 55 grain full metal jacket out of that 222 Remington Magnum, and that would dump turkeys with minimal. You know what I'm saying? The bullet tumble. He just punched through them, but the energy would just drop them. Like he killed
that shock.
Yeah,
probably broke
his neck. Oh yeah, man. I remember being in high school, right out of high school, before I'd ever even started turkey hunting. We'd go down to Carter's country there, and he was sighting in, getting ready to go turkey hunting. That thing. He was sighting it in like 50 yards. You go call him in and shoot him. And after he shot a couple, he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna hunt him right." So I went with a shot. But he shot a few of that 222 Remington, 222 Remington Magnum out of a Sako rifle. Let's see, it sounds pretty cool. If I remember right, I always thought the 22 Magnum was the perfect turkey gun, but I don't think rimfires are legal on turkeys. I think it has to be center fire.
This is a game animal.
Yeah, so maybe a 22 Hornet would be perfect. Here, man, we have some crazy rules. We can go hunt exotics at night with rifles year round with spotlight.
You know, it's legal to hunt a Bigfoot in Texas. There's no tag.
No, but you have to have a license in Oklahoma.
Yes. Oklahoma, you have to have a license to hunt a Bigfoot.
And then they're protected in Oregon or Washington.
They're protected, yes.
You cannot, under any circumstances, harm a Bigfoot.
There's plenty of states that they're protected, but Texas is a shoot on site varmint.
Yep, kind of like cougars. Don't want them here.
No,
shoot them all. You can't kill a black bear in Texas, but you can shoot the hell out of cougars. Hey,
amen to that.
Yeah, if I see a cougar, I'm shooting it. Well, turkey season is upon us. It's starting up here in a weekend or two. Next episode is going to be fun because my daughter Casey and her family are coming in for spring break, and her oldest son Mason, my oldest grandchild Mason's How old is he now? He's 14. He'll be 15 on his birthday. He'll be driving next year, dude. Mason's been hunting with us since he was 8 or 9 years old. Carson's been hunting with us since he could walk. But we're going to have the two grandsons over there. Me and you're going to sit right here. We're going to put those two boys over there. We're going to get their perspective on hunting with us on the deer lease. The Sasquatch hunting, squirrel hunting, coon hunting, hog hunting. Them boys got some funny stories. They got their own names when they go in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own country hunting names I gave them. I even have my own name. So we're going to have them tell you all about their hunting names, the perspective of our sons, 11-year-old, fixing to be 12 soon, and a 15-year-old, soon to be 15-year-old. Get them two boys on here talk about their hogs and their exploits in the bottoms. We've had some good times down there. I can't wait to hear their perspectives on hunting and their testimony. Both of them are followers and lovers of Jesus. Mason's already been saved and baptized. I think Carson's there. He's just not baptized yet, right? So I'd love to get their perspective on Christ and pigs and Bigfoot.
And Bigfoot.
Yeah. Well, that's fun. I want to talk about turkey hunting because it's turkey season, and I keep talking about my leg. Pretty soon we're not going to talk about that no more. 24th, I get to see if I'm weight bearing. As soon as they let me go in the woods, we're going, dude.
Yeah.
I got that. We'll do an episode about that new rifle too. The rifle I had rebarreled. That's a fancy one, and I'm aching to get this in the woods in a ground blind shooting turkey or pigs with it. I'm also looking forward to getting that rifle in the woods and shooting some long range pigs with it, power lines or hay meadows or something. They haven't trapped them all. Alex sent me a picture of about 20 in the pen at Tommy's 2 nights ago.
Really?
He said next time they all come in, we're dropping the gate on them.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Cool, let's go. All right, well, that'll wrap that up today. We'll get on with what we have going on, but we just wanted to talk turkeys and bring you another episode. And like we always say, Jesus gave us 2 commandments. Love the Father and love your neighbor as you love yourselves. And we do. We love our neighbors. We love you guys. Drop us some comments. Let us know what you think. Tell us if you're going turkey hunting, what you're going to use. Give us your ideas.